Now let us welcome the sixth speaker of the contest, Miss Real Kato. Her speech title is Building a Home for Every Voice. Building a Home for Every Voice. So, Miss Kato, would you come up to the stage?
Good afternoon, everyone. Also, as I like to say, hola, amigos. The bright yellow Tex-Mex food truck is parked outside a small hotel in Tokyo. Across its side, hand-painted tacos dance in the sunlight. The Hispanic driver promises the best breakfast burrito in Japan. I point to the salsa verde and say, yo quiero más. The driver freezes for a second, then breaks into a wide grin. For the next 15 minutes, we debated the art of Tex-Mex food in a mix of Japanese and Spanish. That simple exchange of sharing food and culture captures the future I imagine for Japan, a society where understanding transcends borders, where every child feels supported, a country where every voice has a home. According to Japan's Ministry of Justice, the number of foreign residents reached a record high in 2025. Among them, about 139,000 foreign children are enrolled in schools, the highest number in Japan's history. In just a few decades, classrooms where Japanese and foreign children learn together will become the everyday norm. This summer, I visited the Okayama Prefectural Office to explore how foreign children are supported. Officials there welcomed me warmly and explained that multicultural coexistence has become a major goal for Okayama. Various support systems, such as Japanese language courses at the Kurashiki International Exchange Center, have been established. Even so, serious issues remain. Due to funding shortages, Japanese language classrooms have not been set up in rural areas like Kibicho town. This forces some children to travel as far as Hiroshima to receive support. Imagine being 8 years old and having to commute to an entirely different prefecture just to learn the language spoken in your classroom. Foreign children are falling behind academically and socially. They're losing the confidence to raise their hands in class, to approach their friends during recess. It is urgent that we establish sustainable language support systems in Japan. I want to be one of the people who do that through policy design. For when I look at these children, I don't see foreign students. I see future scientists, teachers, engineers, future neighbors, and friends. Furthermore, this demographic shift presents an extraordinary opportunity. Diversity enriches our classrooms with new languages, ideas, and perspectives. If foreign children can learn, grow, and work, they will become the driving force that strengthens Japan's economy and status in the international world. The question then is, what kind of reform is needed to change the language education landscape? To answer that, I will share 3 policy ideas for Japan's future schools. First, we must strengthen the Japanese language supporter system. Today, many teachers stay late after school to tutor foreign children. This not only burdens teachers, but also restricts the after-school time of foreign children who should be spending time with friends and family. I want to spread Japanese language teacher training courses nationwide by hosting regional workshops and creating an online library filled with books on teaching. Training would be accessible. Second, Japan should establish JSL, Japanese as a second language classrooms within schools. JSL classrooms would not be separate institutions, but integrated programs. Students would spend a few hours each day receiving language training, then join regular classes with their peers. This dual approach balances linguistic development with social inclusion. In addition, this reform can be achieved without new infrastructure, ensuring financial efficiency. Third, we must bring in Japanese youth to mentor foreign children. High school and university students would serve as JSL classroom assistants or language buddies. Youth volunteers could support foreign students while earning service credits. These mentors would also help reduce language teacher shortages, especially in rural areas. Each mentor will be matched with a child based on factors like cultural background, Japanese proficiency level, and character to ensure personalized support. These 3 initiatives can first be implemented in pilot schools in Tokyo. From there, growth outcomes will be analyzed to refine each policy. Findings will be shared with nearby institutions to guide gradual expansion. What can I do now to accomplish this work? What is my first step? For me, it was at my high school in the United States where I founded a club called Women of the World, or WOW. Our mission is to support immigrant girls, specifically those in elementary and junior high school. About 60% of our high school club members also come from immigrant families, making our work relatable to many. Our work has 2 main components: academic support and career mentorship. Twice a week, we help students with writing and foundational skills. According to our survey, student satisfaction with everyday life rose by 67% after receiving academic support. For career mentorship, we host workshops inviting immigrant female leaders as keynote speakers. One of my most memorable events was when we invited Mrs. Lee, the owner of a local boutique in Houston. During our Q&A session, one student asked how she was able to grow into a successful businesswoman. I could tell you my marketing secrets, but, she spoke, resilience matters most. Stay brave, believe in yourself, march forward. Emily, a junior aspiring to open her own animal hospital, later reflected, I'll remember Mrs. Lee's words when things get tough. Similar sentiments followed. Students opened up. My heart cheered. Recently, a local business, 7 Brew Coffee, became our sponsor, and we have been able to give gifts to our speakers. A high school about 20 minutes away from mine has also resonated with WOW schools and started a club that supports immigrant girls in their area. Standing here today, I picture that food truck 30 years from now. A long line stretches down a street in Tokyo. Customers point to the menu, asking for extra spicy salsa on their burritos. The owner's son, no older than the high school student here in front of me today, switches effortlessly between Japanese and Spanish as he helps his father take orders. With every burrito handed out, they smile and say, arigato and gracias. My goal for the future is simple: to design language support systems that give every foreign child in Japan an opportunity for growth, a home for every voice. To realize the ideas proposed in this speech, I will continue to grow alongside my students, study education, and eventually work as a policy designer at an education-focused think tank. I am committed to helping create a more inclusive, connected, and hopeful future for Japan. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Kato. Now we'll have a question and answer session. So, Mr. Iboshi, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Kato-san.
Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much for your enthusiastic speech. And how do you feel right now?
I felt a bit nervous at first, but I hope the audience enjoyed my speech. And I would also like to give thanks to all the people who have come together to put on this contest.
Okay, very good. Okay, so first question is, you suggested 3 major things to tackle with the issues you have. So my first question is, who implement your 3 plans, namely a Japanese JSL classroom, etc.?
Actually, the Ministry of Education has already suggested a JSL curriculum, but nationwide implementation remains insufficient. So I actually hope to study education policy in college as well as graduate school and work as a policy designer to actually implement these programs. And I hope through this speech contest, maybe you guys will also join me in this work.
Okay, next question. About the Japanese language supporter system. Okay, how do you envision the Japanese language supporter system improving the lives of foreign students?
I think that one of the main issues that is occurring right now is that these children are not receiving support, but also that many of these children are getting placed in special need classrooms, which is depriving special need kids as well as these foreign immigrants of support. So if we are able to actually grow these Japanese teachers and place them in classroom all over the nation, students will actually feel secure and supported in that environment that leads them to become future leaders of tomorrow.
Okay, very good. Okay, next question. What role do you think diversity plays in strengthening Japan's society and economy?
Okay, of course, thank you for your question. So right now, I would like to give some data. So first, every dollar that is invested in a child actually comes back as a $7 to $12 return. And also within the year of 2023 to 2024, although foreign workers have only come up with 3% of the overall working population, they have contributed to 50% of economic growth. So I would like to ask of you to think of this JSL curriculum not as a charity, but rather as a long-term investment. In the future, they will become the leaders, the engineers, the teachers that will support Japan.
Okay. Hopefully the last question. What steps can policymakers take to ensure language support reaches rural areas?
I was actually thinking of that question a lot as well in recent days. I think one of the things that is very important, something I learned through Women of the World, or WOW as well, is that especially in rural areas, it is important for policymakers to actually go out there in the educational field and talk to these immigrant children, parents, and teachers. I think only then we will actually see what kind of issues is occurring in these small villages or towns and grasp the needs that will actually support the community.
Okay, time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bush and Ms. Kato. Now we'll have a judging time.